Have you ever felt like you gave everything to win a woman? Attention, effort, love, and still ended up confused, wondering what went wrong? Meanwhile, other men say almost nothing, do almost nothing, yet women orbit around them like they're drawn by gravity. It's not looks, not charm, not money. It's something deeper, something primal that no one ever taught you. Until now. Most men go their entire lives hearing what women say, but never truly understanding what they do. You've been told to chase, to perform, to impress. But the truth, the ones who give it all are often left asking, why didn't it work? Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at a woman and thought, why her? Why now? Why is she pulling me in when I haven't said a word? Have you? Watched a man who barely speaks, barely tries, yet women are drawn to him like he's magnetic. It's not charm, not wealth, not some pickup line. It's something primal, a truth most women will never say out loud. Women don't fall in love with noise. They fall in love with energy, with presence, with stillness. This video is not about tricks, not about fake alpha vibes. It's about something deeper, something you were never taught. Because if you had figured this out, you'd stop chasing, and they'd lose control. Here's the truth. A woman's love doesn't always come in words. It comes in actions, subtle, quiet, easily missed unless you know what to look for. And today, you'll see exactly what those actions are. You'll learn how women show love without trying, and more importantly, how to recognize it without ever needing to ask. Sign number 1. She prioritizes your peace. Most men think love is loud, that it comes with big words, grand gestures, dramatic confessions. But the kind of love you really want, the rare kind, moves in silence, not with fireworks, but with calm. A woman who truly loves you won't try to impress you. She'll try to protect you, not in a controlling way, but in how she guards your peace, your focus, your energy without saying a word. You'll see it in the way she keeps drama out of your life, how she filters her words, not out of fear, but out of respect. How she avoids disturbing your focus because your peace is sacred to her. Women don't always say, I love you the way men expect. Sometimes they say it by removing chaos from your life, the stress, the noise, the distractions. A woman who loves you doesn't add chaos, she removes it. This is the part most men miss. They crave affirmation. They want to be told they're special. But a stoic man doesn't need words. He watches, he sees, he notices how she adjusts the world around him, how she softens her voice, how she holds space for his silence without rushing to fill it. That is love, not performed, not announced, but chosen again and again in the quietest of details. When you're a man who values peace over ego, you begin to see it. A woman's love may not be loud, but it is always intentional. And the woman who guards your stillness is the one you never have to question. Sign 2. She mirrors your energy. There's a moment, quiet, delicate, when a woman begins to reflect you, not to mimic, not to impress, but because she's subconsciously responding to your presence. She mirrors your tone, your pace, your silence. She loves more softly, sits a bit closer. Her body begins to match your rhythm, not by effort, but by instinct. This isn't just attraction, it's alignment. While most men change themselves to gain approval, a stoic man never moves first. He holds his ground, and the world, including her, responds when a woman senses calm, firm presence. She calibrates to it. Like water taking the shape of its container, not to please, but because her soul finally feels safe. And here's the paradox, the less you try to lead, the more she follows. Not through words, but through behavior, through energy. You'll notice she uses less makeup, speaks with more honesty, her mask drops, because yours never existed. That's what stoic energy does. It doesn't chase, it anchors. And women, whether they admit it or not, are drawn to it. A man whose emotional state is not reactive, but guiding, whose stillness says, you're safe here, but you'll never control me. When she starts matching your calm, your pauses, your restraint, she's not pretending. She's surrendering. She's not just drawn to your energy, she's becoming it. Sign 3. She gives without expecting. True love doesn't beg to be seen. It doesn't scream for attention. It simply gives quietly, without announcement, without scoreboard, without need. When a woman truly loves you'll notice something most men miss. She gives not to get something back, not for praise, not for validation. She gives because she wants to. But here's the problem, most men don't notice it. They've been trained to think love is something they must earn through doing more, saying more, giving more. But the truth, the deepest kind of feminine love doesn't respond to effort. It responds to energy. When she feels your emotional stillness, your grounded masculine presence, she doesn't want to fight for your attention. She wants to give, not to win you over, but to honor what your energy awakens in her. You'll see it in the smallest things. She remembers the one thing you said in passing. She brings your favorite coffee without being asked. She checks in, not out of insecurity, but because she genuinely cares. And she'll do all of this without keeping score. No strings attached, no big expectations, because she's not responding to your words. She's responding to your stillness. That's the truth no dating coach will tell you. Women don't give because they're impressed. They give because they feel safe. And a stoic man, a man who needs nothing but receives with awareness, creates a space she never wants to leave. While others chase love with effort, you simply observe. You watch who gives without needing a receipt. Because real love isn't a transaction, it's a gift. And the woman who gives from peace, not pressure, is the woman who already chose you. Sign 4. She invites you into her world. There's a big difference between a woman talking to you and a woman letting you in. In the next part, we'll uncover how a woman opens her emotional world, not just her words, but her truth, and why only a man who truly sees her will recognize the door being opened. This isn't about surface-level conversations. It's about deep, emotional access. She starts opening up about her childhood, the good and the broken pieces. She shares her past traumas, her victories, her quiet battles. She shows you the books she only reads when no one is watching, the playlists she created during heartbreaks, the parts of her life that never make it to social media. Why? Because somewhere deep inside, she no longer wants to impress you. She just wants to be seen by you. That's a rare kind of trust. Most women are guarded, and with good reason. They've been judged, used, left behind. But when she senses your presence feels like a sanctuary and your silence feels stronger than your opinion, slowly begins to lower her walls. Not all at once, not dramatically. But piece by piece. If you're paying attention, you'll realize this isn't small talk. It's sacred access. You're not the man she performs for anymore. You've become the place she runs to. And a stoic man doesn't exploit the he honors it. Because he knows something weaker men don't. A woman's true world isn't given to the loudest man. It's revealed to the safest one. Sign 5. She becomes soft in your presence. The modern world has hardened many women. They've had to fight, defend, prove themselves. Many carry sharp edges like armor through their words, their wit, their fierce independence. But here's a truth most men never see. A woman doesn't stay hard around a man who makes her feel truly safe. When she loves you, truly, she doesn't try to dominate the space anymore. She relaxes, she exhales, she becomes soft. Not weak, but feminine. That softness is a nervous system finally at ease, a heart no longer bracing for disappointment, a soul that can finally breathe. And the man who makes this happen, he didn't force it, he didn't demand it, he just remained calm, clear, grounded. That kind of masculine energy doesn't provoke her defenses, it melts them. In that space, she becomes more herself than even she expected. She speaks slower, touches you more gently. Her body language softens, curves. She no longer wants to win. She wants to feel. And a stoic man knows a woman's softness isn't submission, it's trust. She drops her guard because your presence told her it was finally safe to do so. Sign 6. She respects your silence. Her tenderness doesn't only show in her touch or voice. It shows in the way she responds to your quiet. Most people feel awkward when silence sets in. They scramble to fill the space with noise, small talk, distractions. But a woman who truly loves you, she doesn't fear the silence. She respects it. She knows that silence, when shared with the right man, isn't empty. It's full. She doesn't interrupt your stillness. She doesn't demand explanations. She doesn't pressure you to speak when you're deep in thought. Something in her trusts the energy between you more than the sound of your voice. She'll sit beside you quietly. She'll let you process, let you pause, let you just be. And the fact that she doesn't panic in that space, that's a rare form of love. It shows that she's not trying to control your rhythm. She's aligning with it. She honors your emotional world, even when you don't put it into words. That's not insecurity. That's intimacy. A stoic man doesn't speak to prove himself. His presence speaks louder than words ever could. And when a woman senses she can simply exist beside you without fear, without pressure, that's when she feels most connected. Not when you talk, but when you're silent and she chooses to stay. Sign 7, she stays, even when she could leave. In today's world, leaving is easy. One misunderstanding, one delayed reply, one moment of distance and people vanish, ghosted, replaced, forgotten. But a woman who truly loves you, she doesn't leave at the first sign of discomfort. She stays, even when she has every reason not to. Not because she's weak, not because she lacks options, but because something in her sees beyond the moment. She recognizes the depth. She values the connection, and she chooses you, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's not. She doesn't run when you withdraw. She doesn't punish you for needing space. She doesn't try to control your emotions or force affection. She lets you move at your own pace, because she knows her worth isn't measured by how loudly she demands love. She knows that love isn't forced, it's chosen, and she chooses to stay, even when your heart isn't sure if it's ready. When she stays, even when she has every reason to leave, you know her love runs deep. But sometimes, it's not in what she says or even in what she sacrifices, it's in how quietly she gives. Real love doesn't always speak loudly. Sometimes it whispers, and only those who are still enough can hear it. While some women test, manipulate, or pull away to feel powerful, she simply stays, not to prove anything, not to be noticed, but because her loyalty isn't performative, it's instinctive. That's how you know it's real. Love isn't revealed when everything is perfect. It's revealed when things are hard, when you're not your best, when the silence is heavy. A woman who stays when she could have left, she's not weak, she's rare. And a stoic man, he doesn't mistake her devotion for neediness. He doesn't see a trap. He sees it clearly, a quiet kind of love most men will never recognize until it's gone. She had every excuse to walk away, but she chose not to. She already chose you. You've heard the phrase, if she wanted to, she would. But how many men actually know what it looks like when she does? Love isn't always poetic. It isn't always grand. Sometimes love is silent effort, invisible loyalty, the thousand little things she does when no one's watching. Because in her heart, she already chose you, and a stoic man, he doesn't miss that. He watches the shift in her behavior, not just the words. He reads the room, not just the message. He pays attention to how she acts when she doesn't know she's being watched. Because women may say many things, but how they behave around the man they truly love, that's the truth. So don't ask her how she feels. Watch how she protects your peace, how she mirrors your calm, how she gives without asking, how she lets you into her world, how she softens in your presence, how she sits with your silence, and most of all, how she stays, even when the world tells her to walk away. That is love, not the kind that begs for social media, not the kind that needs a caption, but the kind that speaks through action, patience, and presence. If you've made it this far, you're not like most men. You don't need love to shout. You just need it to be real. Drop a comment with the word stillness if you felt this truth. Let the world keep performing. Let others keep chasing. You observe, you lead, and you remember, the woman who acts with love always speaks louder than the one who only talks. About it.